How's it going, internets? I hope you're having a lovely day. It's that time again. It's time to get into some animation, time to get creative, time to get that imagination all sparked up, and it's time to get inspired. And today's inspiration comes from Jules Cheret. And if you're not familiar with his work, check right over here. He is basically what they would say, like the godfather of the modern poster. If you've ever seen any kind of artwork that talks about like Moulin Rouge or early French kind of turn of the century, late 1800s, early 1900s art, Toulouse-Lautrec was very influenced by him. He's just a great artist. So I'll leaf through a couple of these here. Like I said, they're very pretty much iconic to what most people would think of, like kind of a turn of the century French art. He pretty much developed all that was. Great anatomy, great layout, great coloring, really iconic characterization of the female form. But yeah, this was unfortunately, since sometimes going back further to find older artists to study and look at, we don't always have letters or quotes or anything to share with, but this was what was said of him, and it's from Dennis Doordan's Design History book, which is a great book, but definitely check it out if you get a chance. And he said of Cheret that Cheret was a one-man movement, and I thought that was such a unique, an interesting way to describe an artist, is that not only is his work phenomenal, but that it was so inspiring and so well done that it inspired a whole movement and changed the face of art at the time, at least the poster art, that it sometimes was not classified in the same category as other higher arts, at least at the day, and he definitely elevated it to a whole new realm of acceptance and beauty and everything too. So I think that's a great inspirational, motivational thing for us to kind of think about throughout the art day, at least for myself. That goal of try to be not only good and not only master your craft, but try and find what's unique about you, and be so diligent and so convincing and persuasive and just changing that you're a movement in and of yourself, and then you inspire others to go off and do things as well. So that being said, let's go ahead and get into some animation for today. Today we'll be using the Alfred rig. It's a free rig you can grab over at Creative Crash. If you're not familiar with this series, what we'll be doing is we give ourselves 48 frames. It's 2 seconds of animation. And I go off and find a rig that I've never used before. It's a free rig that you guys can try out and play around with. It's a free resource for you. And we kind of just go from there. A little bit of kind of over the shoulder, hang out with me while I animate. A little bit of instruction. And overall, the main goal of these is to make you feel like you're not alone in your creative workday. That you have a buddy going through the struggles, the successes, the failures, and all that stuff. And hopefully to inspire you guys to go off and create work of your own. And when you do, definitely share it back down below so I can give you some encouragement and some thumbs up, or if you need advice or critiques or any of that kind of stuff, just feel free to let me know down below as well. So that being said, let's go ahead and delve right in here. And first thing I'm going to do, create a polygon primitives cube here. And go ahead and do that. And then what I was thinking for this one is maybe have them like read something or hold something and look at it. Just to do something a little bit with parenting and give us a little kind of an acting beat to go with. So let's go ahead and just get the body mechanics working here first. And I don't think I'm going to do a cycle for this one. Maybe I will. We'll see. Okay, let's do rotate Y. I'll keep those feet from being straightforward here. And I feel like he would have pushed good posture, so let's go ahead and pull that back. And rotate that forward. And if he's going to be reading something, let's see, where's our control here? Let's pull that back a little bit and rotate it down a little bit as well. And we want to hold up this hand here. using the universal rotate to get a pose. I like to try and keep it on one channel here, but sometimes you gotta do a little bit of that. And let's go ahead and bring this here. Okay, sorry about that. Let's go back. Where were we? Just had to pause the recording there for a second. And let's just make this a cycle. Integral. We'll go set everything, and we'll do slow, small steps here. This one, go to 24, go to 36, I'll go to 48, okay. Now let's go ahead and look at that now. Okay, and let's get into the root here. Let's go down on the passing position instead of up here, just to mix it up a little bit. And we'll make this one pretty subtle. Down here, and up again, and down here, and up again. Okay, let's go ahead and get our graph editor here. Minimize the amount of up and down that we have working here. Let's go and look at them. I think we'll probably do a little bit less up just because we get that snap back here. So let's just take the translate lines and we'll bring them down a little bit. Let's actually just take the translate Z on those footsteps and push it forward a little bit more. Yeah, that feels pretty good. Let's do a little bit less up and down. Feels still a little too bouncy for me. So let's see here. Okay. Let's do a little bit of side to side in those hips here. Actually, let's get the passing position working on the feet first here. So let's go back in and we'll lock down all of those main keys we have. And we'll go ahead and get that passing position in here. And then up again there. We'll go here, and mix it up there, and up here. And I want these to be kind of small steps, so I think I'm gonna, first of all, let's even out the amount of translate Y that we have through there. Actually, that's pretty dang even. And let's go ahead and just bring it down a little bit. We're going to drag the steps here, so drag the foot there, and drag the foot there. Okay, and then we'll go ahead and go back to this one, and we'll add some rotate X there, rotate X there, and bring it back. I'll grab both of those. Let's even that out a little bit more. That's very good. Let's go ahead and do a little bit of toe drag there. So let's drag the toe down there, lift it up here. do a little less toe just since it's intersecting through the ground, and I gotta raise up the foot a little bit more. So let's go ahead and translate it up a little bit more, and we'll do a little less rotate backs as well. Do something more akin to that. Okay. And we'll go to the other side here. Drag that back, lift it up, give it 2 frames, and we'll flatten it out again, and drag that back, and we'll lift it up, give me 2 frames, and we'll zero it out again. Now, are we intersecting ground with that toe? It does feel like a little bit, so let's go ahead and bring it up a little bit more and bring the rotate X back a little bit more just to make sure that we are actually getting off the ground there. Okay, feels pretty good, so let's go ahead and save our file. And I think, like I said, I kind of want to feel like keeping this one pretty minimalistic. So let's go ahead. And by that I don't mean that we won't be throwing in everything needed for a walk, but that we just keep it all fairly straightforward. And practice an act of subtlety rather than over the topness in our walk for today. Okay, and do a little bit of rotate to Z, just to favor that, and over that way, over that way, over that way, and zero it out, and bring that back here as well. And back there, and bring that, minimize it a little bit more. Okay, and let's do a little bit of rotate Y to favor the front planted foot here, and back again, back again, back again, and over there again. Okay, and let's even that up a little bit more and reduce it down. Okay. So let's go. Feeling pretty good so far. I'm liking the way this rig works. Gotta save our file, and let's start looking at the chest and see what we can do to offset what we did here. And I might just do the top two. It depends here. Depends on how it works. And let's do a little bit of twist. So we'll rotate to favor the shoulder that's opposite the leg that's being favored. And get that little bit of twist in there. And again, this is probably too much, so we'll scale it back, but let's go ahead and look at it here. Yeah, probably a little too much. And we'll go ahead and bring that back. Let's go ahead and see it now. There we go, feels pretty good. Now let's do a little bit of rotate Z to counter what we have there, so just so I get that lit. And this is going to be probably way too much, but we'll just scale it back in our graph editor here. Make sure we're still recording there. Okay. And I'll zero that out again. And again, we really want to neuter this quite a bit, I'm pretty sure. Let's take a look at how that looks now. Alright, yeah, it feels pretty good. Very vanilla, very minimalistic. I like it. I'm going to go ahead and save that. Continue that. Let's do a little bit of swing in this arm. So let's go swing forward here. there, forward there, and then back again. Let's go ahead and watch that now. Again, feels pretty good. Maybe a little too much. Probably scale it back a little bit more. But it's pretty close to where I want it here. Let's make sure that it was going to loop right, so we'll take it back to where we started. And we'll go a little bit further back just so that we get a nice swing through there. Let's go and look at it now. We could exaggerate that more. Come on. But remember, we're going to do some in the forearm and the hand as well, so we don't need a whole lot here. And let's drag it back there, swing it forward, drag it back, swing it forward, and then bring it back to where it was before. Alright, that feels pretty good. And let's go ahead and look at the wrist here. So my nose is itchy for some reason today. It's like as soon as you other YouTubers will have to let me know, but it seems like as soon as I get on camera, then my nose starts to itch. It doesn't itch all day, but as soon as I turn that camera on, then it's like itch, 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 itch. And I'll bring it back. Okay, so let's go ahead and see that. I don't like that. Let's see, what don't I like about it? Is it too busy? Is it too much? Let's see. Let's scale it back to start off with. And that feels okay. Maybe we can just tip it forward a little bit more. Remember that seam we're gonna clean up a little bit more so it doesn't like hold for 2 frames like that. But I think for right now that feels okay. And then let's go ahead and save our file, and let's go ahead and let's finish up this hand and arm and everything. And let's give us a little bit. Let's mix up this pose a little bit more here. Just so it's not the stock hand pose, even though I like how they approach this hand. It's a little more natural than a lot of other rigs usually give you as far as default hand posing goes. But I'll just tweak it a little bit, just because I always like to add my own flavor to stuff. And now let's go ahead and grab all of these guys. And let's start doing a little bit of sway in the fingers. And we're just shift clicking these to do that successive amount here. And drag back there, lean forward there, drag back there, lean forward there, and then go back to where we started. So let's see. Okay. And let's go ahead and take all of the tips and all of the mids. And we'll go ahead and oh really? There's only rotate Z on these guys? Okay. That's alright. And we'll take all the rotate Z here, and we'll push it forward frame, and rotate Z there, and we'll bring it back a frame. Just to add some variation there. So let's go ahead and see that now. I think we'll go ahead and exaggerate the index finger a teeny bit more. Okay, and let's go ahead and look at the thumb here. So drag it back there. We'll go and lift it out. Drag it back. Lift it out. And we'll go from there. these two, and we'll delay them a frame here. And the tip, I'll go ahead and delay that a frame as well. Let's go ahead and see that now. Feels pretty good. Let's go ahead and save our file here. And now let's go ahead and create polygon primitives. Let's create a cube here. And we'll just turn it into like a little fake iPad kind of thing, or a Kindle kind of thing, rather than a book. I guess that's just for the sake of time. Had something that came up, so it means we don't have as much time to do this one as I thought I would today. But you know, I had a different kind of choice here. I still wanted him to look like he was reading something, so we'll just do a little square, kind of like it's an iPad or a tablet or something that he's reading. I can get a more interesting hand pose out of that hand too when we do that. Let's go tweak that a little bit more. Scale it that way. Scale it that way. And let's see if we can't get a better hand pose here, so we can get that thumb over some. There we go. I'll exaggerate that a little bit more. That feels pretty good. Okay, now let's take this and we'll shift click the wrist, and we should be able to, oh shoot, let's try and adjust that a little bit more. Okay, now we'll take this and shift click that and we'll parent it to that. There we go. So let's see. Okay, and now let's, what do we have that? 13, let's make that 0. And I'll take this thumb pose and I'll make that 0 as well. So let's go and see that now. He looks like he's reading. And then, one thing I want to do here is let's go ahead and lift it up here. And bring it down. Up. And down. Up. And back again. So he's like tapping the screen. Let's go see that. Oh jeez. Okay. Let's go back to what we had here. And this is what I should have parented it to a locator. So I'm going to get that intersection, but I think that's still okay. Let's go and see. Yeah, let's go ahead and grab this guy. That goes down. Goes up. Goes down. Up. And then goes back again. So let's first move, we need to make it a little less long, so it doesn't take so far to get there. So let's see here. He's like reading or checking his phone or something kind of like that. Playing with a tablet, that kind of idea. Okay, and then just to keep these fingers alive, let's just do a little bit of keep alive on there. So go and set that. Maybe pull it off a little bit. And then go back again. And we go here. These guys. I'll rotate them back a little bit. It's just like kind of a little bit of compression then. And then we'll go back to what we had originally. So let's see. Okay, this one feels like that's a little too much, so let's just do a little bit less here. Just kind of minimize throughout on this one. For some reason, this finger really seems to have gotten. So let's take what we have at 9, push that there, go back to it just to minimize the amount that's there. Let's see. Okay, and then maybe we'll minimize this a little bit more as well. So I'll take what we have at 2, got there, I'll take like 43, just so it's a little bit less movement that it's going through. And the other thing we can do is we can delay all the mids and tips here by a frame, and all just the tips by a frame. Pinky and push forward the index just so it's not all hitting all at the same time too. So let's see here. Remember, that's just a little bit of keep alive on that hand from the angle that we're going to be using. It's not going to be too important. And then let's go ahead and kind of rotate the head a little bit that way. And then we'll have like every 10 frames. So let's maybe do this on the neck. Or not. Okay. No? Okay, we gotta do it here. Let's see. Okay, sorry. Let's go ahead and see. So I want to do a little bit of rotating the head. This head controller, the neck controller is kind of funky. So let's see if we can't do a little bit of rotate there. Make it kind of feel like he's reading here. Here, there, and then back. As you can tell, my night's interesting for sure. So. Okay. I think there's something janky here. The neck controller isn't really working too great, so let's see. That back to there. Let's go see. Let's make these a lot longer. So let's go 20 frames for that look. I'll go 36 for the next, and we'll go back. let's see if we can do a blink in here. There was a facial controller, but let's see. So I can do a blink in there. And I always like to kind of overshoot that a little bit. So let's take the beginning and hold that for a few frames, then we get that little overshoot. Bring that back. Let's see. Alright, if you can't tell, there's obviously something that doesn't want me to get this done today. And you'll have days like that for sure, so maybe I'll leave that stuff in. Maybe not the same way that I have days like that, but if you're wondering, and if you've gotten this far, one of the people that I care about deeply has a seizure disorder, so one of the reasons why I do a lot of work from home. And bring it back, just do a little bit of jaw movement here. Okay, probably a little too much, just a little bit so we loosen up that jaw. And I think just because today's the kind of day it is, let's go ahead and call this one. I think it already turned out pretty good. Yeah, let's take a look back at where we started. We were looking at Cheret, and he was a one-man movement. So do what you can every day, folks, to try and be that one-man movement in your own life. Let's go ahead and get the seam to feel a little bit better. So give us one more frame so we get that little bit of movement from start to back, so it doesn't fall off there. Turn our nerve curves off, and let's go and play that. But yeah, just keep going every day. Keep trying no matter what comes up. Don't give up on your dreams, folks. I love you lots. And we're going to call it a little bit early because, like I said, sometimes real life. Love you lots, and we'll see you for some more animation tomorrow.